Are we ready?
We're ready.
All right. Dad jeans.
Let me admit something to you, but I'm going to start now.
No permit. You do not have permission. What if you were to say that to someone and they were like, "Nope."
That would be the smart move, actually. Now that I think about it,
End of conversation.
Listen, I'm gonna level with you. Do not. That is a terrible idea. I don't want to be leveled with. Yes,
we shall not be having that, sir.
It sounds like you'll be telling me more truth. That is a burden for me. You tell me that truth, then I have to carry it.
Exactly. Yes. It's not. It's like what did I just saw someone quoted. There's a really great interview with are we recording?
Sure.
You want to record?
Yes.
Let's
why
get
not?
right into it.
Let's get right into it. Our time is quite valuable.
Our time is valuable. So I will say my phrase.
Okay, please do. One moment. Ready, on your mark, get set, go.
Peter Piper picked a pack of pickles.
That's fine.
Yeah, close enough.
Did you just say pickled vegetables? It sounded like pickled vegetables.
I don't know. I got a little slurry.
Pickled vegetables?
I'm all quarantine's over, man. I don't know what to do with myself.
This is extremely exciting.
We've solved the pandemic.
Yeah, we figured pickled vegetables would fight it all along.
Is that what happened? I don't know.
The pickled vegetables were inside you all along.
Maybe that's it. We just had to believe that quarantine was over, and that was the Republican way of dealing with it.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I was just about to say that I read a amazing interview with or snippets from it. No, who reads a whole interview?
Nobody.
I read snippets from an old interview with not Charles Nelson Riley,
if only,
or not Orson Welles,
Jan Michael Vincent. Oh, Orson Welles. I thought it might be a 3-name person.
Yeah, with Crockett and Tubbs.
Crockett and also Tubbs.
And also featuring Tubbs.
Tonight, Tubbs only.
just the Tubbs episodes. Those are always the worst.
I know.
Just the Tubbs. Crockett was off in his Beltrami suit doing something.
Crockett's still in Fort Lauderdale on that Fort Lauderdale case. It's just you on this one, Tubbs.
Right. Fort Lauderdale Vice just wasn't as popular as Miami. No, I read this amazing interview with Orson Welles where he was saying that Woody Allen, he hated Woody Allen. He was like,
really?
He was so ahead of the time. He was like, he's an extremely arrogant man. He said all people who act like shy and unassuming like that are extremely arrogant. And I know that's been a long-standing belief of yours, Brendan. So
I had no idea. I thought I was alone, but it turns out it's me and Orson Welles in this elevator.
You and Orson Welles, exactly.
It's like the third man all over again.
You are the third man.
I'm the third man. Yeah, don't trust the shy.
No, yes, totally. That was Orson Welles' take on things as well.
Yeah.
And you know what? He was right. He's been proven correct.
Shy people think everything is about them.
Yeah, I mean I think that's a good theory. I buy it. Mm-hmm. I read that there's a new designation which I prefer to subscribe to, which is an ambivert.
Ah, yes, I've heard of this.
Yeah, like what? That should be everyone. Like, what's a fucking
right? Who's
the person who's so psychologically damaged they have to be like in front of another human the entire time, and who's the one who can't ever do that?
Right, that's a very good point. It turns out, yeah, we're all 3s on the Kinsey scale. We're all 3s on the ambivert scale.
Yes, all the good ones.
Yeah,
all the good ones.
It's the damn truth. But the smart thing, so the smart move, obviously, therefore, monetization-wise, would be to come up with something that everyone is in the middle of and make it a scale and write a book.
Oh, that's interesting. It's a little bit like astrology, where like if you just place people in that happy place where they feel like they're good, then they will buy your shit, right?
Right, exactly. Yeah, like I feel like there was a Tuesday in your life that was really important.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Tuesday Weld. Exactly.
Yes, Tuesday Weld. That's what I meant. I meant a person.
Yes. Yes. I loved her work in, I don't know who Tuesday Weld is. That's just a name I know. Bond girl? Was she a Bond girl?
Was she? That smacks of Bond girl in a major
Sounds like
way.
a Bond.
Are there days
Yeah.
and there was also Wednesday on the Addams Family. Are there any other viable day of the week names? Could you name somebody Monday?
Oh, interesting. Yeah, no one wants that.
Yeah, Monday
Yeah, I guess
Monday.
I guess not. There's no Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday names.
Yeah, I'm in love. But there's Monday. You could be like, yeah, because the moment you walk in the room, everyone is going to be like, "Oh, we got a case of the Mondays."
Oh, disaster! That would be horrible. That would be a horrible thing for you to subject your children to.
My second child is lucky that I don't have a second child. Let me just say that.
Yeah, exactly. Wait. Oh, yeah, I get it.
Because they would be named Monday.
Just a gleam in your eye is that second child.
Gleam in my eye, and now that gleam is gone.
It's gone. That's fine. Brendan, here we are at Dad Jeans.
Here we are at Dad Jeans headquarters.
Another week.
Another week gone by. Very fascinating things have occurred, Jeffrey. There's a lot to report. I have something to report. Do you have anything to report?
Do you have an incident report?
I don't have an incident report per se, but I do have
Okay.
a thing that I would like to say. I have a couple things. We have some front matter, I think. You have some front matter. I have some front matter. Should we get to the front matter?
Yes. The first front matter is our phone number. Guys, if you're listening and we've never heard from you, Oscar, we're going to give you a phone number. We want you to go pick up the phone and dial this phone number and talk to us.
Yes, please, Oscar.
We'll put you on the air.
That number is 3. Should we
sorry.
do the theme song?
Let's just play it. Yeah, I don't even want to say it because I don't even know if I know the number.
Okay, here's the theme song.
323-515-9290.
Yeah, that's kind of the theme song. All right. Hey, you, turn. Mark. This kid is braving the morning without any electricity in the house. I don't know how he's going to do it. You can do it,
God.
I believe in you.
I tried to watch the original Parent Trap, but then the computer died.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So
With
they're still stuck in
wait.
each other's bodies or whatever the fuck.
Oh, God. So you're... oh, no, the Parent Trap wasn't... Oh, yeah, that was Haley Mills
Dad.
and Haley Mills.
Dad, that's Freaky Friday.
Ah.
Exactly.
Parent Trap is different.
That's a 10-4. So they get
Haley Mills and Haley Mills.
Haley Mills and Haley Mills as Haley Mills in the Haley Mills story. You, get out of here. I love you. Goodbye.
Do you not have a long extension cord that you could roll from the office to elsewhere?
Oh, I certainly do.
Huh?
No, yeah, I totally have that.
Think about that, maybe?
No, I could do that. It's not happening, though.
Okay, well, that's fine.
Yeah, it's weird.
Oh.
Our electricity went out. You know why? Because because we sold our house and we're moving in a week. That's why our electricity went out.
So it just went out? They weren't, like, turning it off because they were like, oh, this guy's moving.
Yeah, no.
Or something like that.
I mean, yeah, you'd think. No, and also, one outlet works, and it happens to be the one in my office with which I'm recording this podcast with you right now. So only my office has electricity, and the rest of the house doesn't.
So does that mean it's a blown fuse?
You'd think, but I flipped all the circuit breakers.
What do you do? Okay, tell me, you're more of a man than I am, Brendan. Let's be honest.
Well, I like to tell myself that in the mirror. I don't know that it's true.
All of our listeners know this is true. A circuit breaker. What is the magic there? Like, you just flip a switch and then everything's fine again? Do you never have to replace anything in that thing?
Right. Shouldn't there be a fuse that you switch or is blown or something? I guess it.
Yeah.
The circuit breaker, when it feels the overloading of the signal, just separates itself, and you have to actively put it back together again. So when a surge happens, it somehow knows and unplugs itself. Versus I had an old apartment in New Haven where there were these fuses, and I would have to get the super. I'd have to knock on the super's door. I blew fuses all the time. And so I'd have to knock on the super's door, and he was a world-class alcoholic. And so he would be absolutely blasted with this old, like, pre-war circuit board, and he had this cardboard tong that he was trying to put the fuse into my particular socket thing, and he
God bless
almost
him.
died every time because I would just watch him and he was like and then he would get it in and there'd be like sparks flying everywhere, and then I could microwave my burrito or something.
Amazing. Is it not true that your super was Gonzo from the Muppets?
He was. and he'd fallen on hard times, and now he was a super in New Haven.
Camille left him.
Yep,
the gang had disbanded.
Well, actually, it's worse than that. He fell on hard times, and then he ate Camille.
Oh, well, yeah, of course.
Because who wouldn't?
We always eat the ones we love.
She was sexy and delicious.
Disgusting. No, okay. Before we were so rudely interrupted by your demon spawn.
Tell me about it. You were telling me what a man I am, if memory serves.
That I was asking. Yes, but that was the question about the circuit breaker. But we've answered that. Your manliness.
Can you just say it again, though, just real quick?
You're more of a man than I am.
I'm just kidding. It's not true. Everyone who listens knows the opposite is the case.
I don't know about that. I'm a 21st. I'm a right gentleman. I'll accept that.
Metrosexual.
I am so metrosexual. I am the definition of the modern. I am the very definition of the modern, very metrosexual.
I am the monarch of the sea.
We're into Gilbert and Sullivan already.
I know, it only took 132 episodes to hit the HMS Pinafore.
I know. And you know what? I think that just proved that neither of us are real men. It has become apparent to all of our listeners.
I know. It is the aplomb with which we leapt into musical theater.
Yes, exactly. Not a moment's hesitation on either side. Should we be doing this, you guys? Okay. No. Well, you have an incident, but also, did we play the phone number yet? I'll assume we've already played it.
And then Oscar came in. But let's play it again, because people should call us and tell us what they think about life. Here we are.
323-515-9290.
323 5155. And then he comes in again right on cue.
I heard you.
Are you
So I
listening?
came in.
Okay, out, beat it, get out of here. Go figure out something to do.
No.
I'm dead serious. Child will face major consequences. In Jeff's house, they don't have consequences, but in my house,
Oscar, we're losing money by the second.
Seriously, you gotta go. Goodbye. You can listen to me. You gotta go. Goodbye.
Our sponsors are fleeing like rats.
There we go. Okay, and there. Do not knock. Do not knock on that door.
Oh my God! There's going to be talk about some incident reports. Our listeners are going to be filing some incident reports after this episode.
Listen, that kid is such a force of nature. I have to meet him pound for pound. I am a very subdued person, but it's just a lot. It's a fire hose.
I appreciate that his feelings aren't hurt by any of that.
Oh, did I say something I would regret? I didn't. I don't even know what came out of my mouth. I'm sure I must have.
Brendan, you locked him out of your office.
Oh, I do that every day. What do you do?
Oh, okay. Okay. Anyway, so yes, call us. Give us a call. We need to hear from a roster of listeners. If you've never called before, that's the sweet spot. We want the never callers. We want the people who are listening to us we don't even know your name. And if you called, you could just be like, "Hey man, I'm a person and I listen to your podcast." It would just make our weeks.
Yep, exactly. It would be. We want all long-time first times.
Okay, so here we are. What's your incident?
Jeffrey,
That isn't an incident.
The incident. It's not an incident so much as it could be a one-tone the cool. It could be a lot of things. I left the country on Monday.
Oh my God! What?
That's right. And then I came back.
You skipped town?
I skipped town. I left the country. I went to Mexico on Monday morning.
Why'd you do that?
I had to, because I'm old and I had to get medication.
Oh my goodness! Really?
Yeah. So I drove for Meniere's. So I drove down to the border. Walked across, hit a farmacia, and had an entire conversation in Spanish, of which I was very proud of myself. And then Walked back, drove home, and I was home by noon.
And they don't did you have to hide it in your butt?
Yeah. Yes. So I'm going to say this. It now tastes peculiar. Yes. But no pun intended.
Is there no penalty for bringing drugs across the border?
No.
Is that,
no, not at all.
You can just do that?
Yep. And they cost
Interesting.
They cost 10% of what they cost in the United States, this particular drug.
How? So what kind of money are we talking here?
So this is a particular medication I have to get made at a pharmacy, otherwise, because it doesn't exist in the United States, but they have it in Mexico over the counter, or not over the counter,
Weird.
but like at pharmacies. It just hasn't been approved by the FDA. So to get it made at a compounding pharmacy, it costs $7 a pill, and I have to take it 3 times a day. So
what?
Yeah. So but if I go to Mexico, they have boxes of 20 for $20. A
box of 20 for $20.
Meaning $1 a pill versus $7 a pill. So not 10%, but
do you have to get like 50 boxes if you're taking it 3 times a day?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
But I cut those in half. But the point is, I bought a 6-month supply.
Wow. And they just have them like in stock?
Yep.
Wow. That's amazing.
It's insane. And you don't even need a prescription, although I had one. Oh, no, you do need a prescription when you come back across the border into the U.S. You say, I had the baggie. I was carrying a bag, and I gave him my passport, and then I gave him he was like, what are you doing in Mexico? And I was like, I was buying drugs. and he was like, and then he reached his hand out, and I gave him the prescription. And he looked at it.
Yes.
He didn't even look in the bag, though, But people go, I think, for Viagra and all sorts of shit. In fact, the most of the billboards are for Viagra. So I think people are going on, like, boner safari to go down there and get their action on.
Did you not pick up any Viagra?
No, I didn't. Should I have?
Oh.
Perhaps I should have.
Yeah, of course. I was in when I was in Dubai a few years ago. Careful listeners will remember that this happened while we were on the air. I heard that they had Viagra over the counter there, so I went into a pharmacy and I was like, "Hey, it's Viagra? Or do you have any Viagra?" And they're all like, because there's this is a Muslim country, and it was a little bit frowned upon, I think. Mm-hmm. And they showed me the bottle, and it was like $75 for a bottle, and I was like, I will not be buying any Viagra today. I'm just curious. I'm just curious. You know,
a lot of people
what
take
is
it from. I remember some Sex and the City where the women were taking it and like having the boners of a lifetime.
Oh, really? I didn't know it worked for women.
I guess it sort of does or something. And then the dudes, and you can take it even if you don't have erectile dysfunction or not that much dysfunction or who knows. But yeah, I talked to a couple of friends, actually. I had a couple conversations, and I'm talking 15 years ago, with some pals who were like, oh yeah, I take that all the time. And I was like, what? You do?
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. But I'm like of all the things that we needed to tackle, all the problems we needed to tackle in this world,
right?
Men getting horny does not seem like top of the list.
Right, exactly. Because
how did we land
all
on
the
this
time.
pill?
What man doesn't have a problem with that? I mean, what man has a problem with that? For Christ's sake,
that's what I'm saying. We're men here.
Yeah,
we've established it. HMS Pinafore, fellas. GNS buddies.
I was racking my brain in the Tijuana, which is a fascinating place, by the way, for things. I was like, wow, I'm here. I could buy all sorts of drugs, but what are drugs you can buy? I couldn't think of anything. I guess I could have gotten like Ritalin and now that I'm thinking about it, Lexapro, all sorts of stuff.
I guess. Who wants that shit?
Zoloft.
You can get weed here. Like, just get weed. Like, weed is the only drug. Why do you need a drug that isn't marijuana?
Right.
That's my question for the world.
It's a great point. It's a great question.
It's all you need. What do you need?
What do you need? Come on.
You're going to get, I don't know, I guess if you want to get opiates. Could you buy opiates there? Could you buy morphine if you wanted to?
Oh, that's a great question. Yeah, I wonder, like, vials of morphine. That's a really good, I don't know. Who knows? Yeah. Maybe. Yeah, and then
maybe.
If you can buy it, maybe therefore there isn't that much of a problem with addiction and stuff like that. It's like Amsterdam. Everything is
Right.
legal, so nothing is that big a deal.
Did you hear about this this new NYU professor who wrote a book about drugs where he was like, yes, I take heroin recreationally all the time and there's nothing wrong with it.
He found the thing that had not been said.
Yeah, exactly. I was reading an interview with him and he was like, yeah, sometimes, you just stop it and it's like you're uncomfortable for a couple of days, but you're not like, it's not like what William S. Burroughs was talking about. And I'm like, yeah, he did it every day for 45 years. Like a little bit of a difference, dude.
So he's saying, this is very eye-opening. He's saying you can just be like, long weekend's coming up. So Friday night, I'm going to do that thing in Trainspotting where I hammer the door shut and put out 3 buckets and get cracking.
That was his, yeah. He a recreational heroin user. That's how he defines it.
I just never knew there was such a thing. That's incredible.
I don't know that there is such a thing, but I appreciate people being contrarian, I guess.
He must have tenure.
Oh yeah, no question there. That's not an adjunct professor.
Certainly not.
Who's writing that book?
Oh, speaking of which, what they pay adjunct professors is absolutely criminal. Like it is.
I've heard
criminal. There is no. It's basically volunteering. It's volunteer work.
Okay.
However, I just got one fringe benefit from it. Probably the only one I ever will.
What's that?
Vaccination.
Oh, good for you.
On Tuesday morning, I have my appointment.
Oh, good. So now you can teach on Zoom without any concern.
In this office that I never leave, in the back of my house. Exactly right. Exactly. Emily went yesterday, and she stood in line. Or no, Friday. She got there at 4 a.m.
Okay.
Like concert tickets, and stood in line all day to see if they had any leftovers, and she got one.
Whoa. I didn't know that was something that happened either.
Yeah, at hospitals now, people are lining up first thing in the morning.
Jesus, man, just wait. Well, I guess Emily needs it, though. She actually is out there in the world. She deserves it more than anyone I know. I know all these people. I know so many people who have gotten vaccinated. My wife got vaccinated, and she counsels people on Zoom. It's like, God bless her. I'm glad she's safe and healthy and everything. But like, Emily's actually out there in the world doing shit regularly.
I know, it's true. She's getting on airplanes and shit.
They just the arts. They consider them superfluous.
Right.
What is that? Our cinematographers need vaccines, people,
and we need the moving image. The world must be documentaried.
Yeah. What do you think America has contributed to the world? Absolutely nothing except rampant capitalism and the entertainment industry.
Yes, exactly right. Exactly.
Those are the only things that have made this country worthwhile.
Capitalism is, let's see, the American musical.
Okay, sure.
Baseball and
still
jazz.
the arts.
Jazz. Oh,
it's all the arts.
That's all.
It's all the arts.
Yeah, you're right.
It's all the arts.
Yeah.
I'm sure baseball players can get fucking vaccines like you wouldn't believe.
Oh yeah.
We give them to our sports heroes.
Well, certainly because they've achieved athletic success.
Exactly. They deserve it. Why aren't they just strong enough to fight it off themselves?
That's also my question.
Leave the athletes to the bug. I don't know what I'm going with that. Brendan, shall we get into our first? Oh no, you have something else in the front, man.
One more thing, which is a compunction because we recorded an entire episode after I received this lovely care package from our dear listener Michaela.
Yeah,
Michaela.
Oh, I did too.
I never received the care package.
I did too, and I didn't. I thanked her for you. I told her that you said that she was I forget what you said she was. It was something like some kind of. You gave her some glowing compliment, and I passed that along to her. But we have not thanked her on air.
I might have called her a breath of fresh sunshine or something like that.
Maybe I don't know.
Well, she is. Darn it, she's amazing.
A bit of a
incredible
Cuomo move, but it's just wonderful. She gave us things, and it was awesome.
Yep, totally awesome. Michaela, thank you 1,000. You are the greatest.
Yes, and she got you just before you left your house too.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
If she had sent it a week later, it would be there for the new people.
Right. Oh yeah, we move a week from tomorrow. is our official moving day, and then we there's this period. Do you know this, by the way? You're living in the first house you've ever bought.
That's correct.
If and when you ever move, once you move from a house you own to a house you own, you have to live somewhere else for a couple weeks in between. You have to stay in an Airbnb.
Because why?
Because
the bank is just
the closing and the. I always thought we sold our house, now we're moving into this house. But the closing days, you can't actually, if you are using the down payment from the sale of your first house, then you can't even start making offers until you're almost closed on your first house. So then it's going to be. So then the closing of the first and the second never line up. There's always going to be 2 weeks in between, at least 2 weeks in between.
Oh, good God!
Yeah.
That it's just, but you know what? You know what it is? It's something that the banks instituted so that they can collect interest on your money.
Yep. Right. Exactly.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's just a money making scheme.
Yep. On the backs of the working man.
And now your new mortgage, you will go through that process where it's sold 5 times in the first year.
Yeah, exactly. And I keep getting a new bill from a different place, and I have to spend a morning on the phone to be like, "Are you really my new lender or whatever that it's called?
Yes.
Or is this a scam? Because I don't know." Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you got to move the automatic payments over. It's a whole thing.
The whole thing.
I don't even want to call it an industry. It's just a rotten cesspool of money. Tomfoolery. That's what I would call it.
Yep. Yeah, the blood-sucking tomfoolery. Just like that Mark Twain wrote about.
Exactly. Blood-sucking tomfoolery. That was one of his, after the Calaveras jumping frog, that was probably my second favorite of his stories.
Oh, certainly. And I liked the haunted didgeridoo.
Oh, that was good. Yeah, the abandoned calliope.
The abandoned calliope, and also the mustache what twirled itself.
Oh, was he a racist?
Right?
Yeah,
I mean,
kind of.
Does that question have an answer?
I don't know, but I feel like we have the pendulum has swung a little bit in that, growing up, the liberal viewpoint was that of course children should read Huck Finn, and now I feel like we've kind of come around full circle and be like, well, it has the N word, so maybe they shouldn't read it.
Right. I mean, everything has changed because now it's should children watch Back to the Future? There's everything is
true.
Wrong now, or
everything is wrong.
Die Hard. Everything is wrong. If it came out or if it lived before 2018 and a half, it's probably racist.
It's true. Everything is problematic. We have discussed this before.
Yeah.
It might even be an episode title of ours.
Mm-hmm. And I think people are way too quick to be like, whoa, it's a classic, or oh, this cancel culture. I actually think we do need to have a very serious reckoning that is very painful and uncomfortable for everyone who has been comfortable this whole time. I think this should last.
Yeah.
There should be 10 years of yes. Oh, I see now. We all need to be very heavily reprogrammed.
I agree with that, but then how do we? Well, actually, this leads into a segment. So, can we skip ahead to Spike Club?
Oh, let's Spike Club.
I hate you! I hate you! I hate you! Spy Club! I hate you! I hate you! I hate you! Spy Club! Fuck!
So, okay, this leads into a question of how do we how do we recognize, because I do feel when I watch old movies, almost across the board, I'm just first of all, there's never a black character in them. There's never a black character in new movies.
Yeah.
Except for the sassy best friend, Right.
Or the likable limo driver.
Yeah. Or the person from, Queen of Chess. At the end of Queen of Chess when Queen's Gambit. That's what it's called.
I prefer to call it Queen of Chess.
Queen of Chess at the end, or her black friend disappears for the entire thing until she can come back and be the magical Negro in the final episode.
The Deus Ex Machina.
Yeah. Oh, did you just make that up? Is that an actual thing?
Yep.
That's amazing. Wow, that's the thing. But not to be outdone, I have my own Dad Manto to premiere in this segment.
Oh, I am looking forward to that.
And this is this is a concept that I'm calling backwashing, which is when we are taking today's attitudes about things and putting them into things that are set in the past. Like the Queen's Gambit had a lot of backwashing where she was just okay with the gay guy.
Oh,
you know?
Yes, right. And
right?
The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel has a ton of that.
Okay, where it's just like where they're like the exemplars of the modern morality, and back in that time, and no one else could like handle their edginess or whatever, right?
Right, exactly. And they were they just somehow had 90s sensibilities, yet they were in the 50s.
Yep.
Yeah,
yes.
and she sort of accidentally like had a bisexual experience in college, but everyone does. But no, because it was fucking 1958. No one did.
Exactly. Yes. No, you would be burned at the stake if that were to happen back then.
Exactly.
So backwashing, it's a very prevalent thing that's happening in today's. What my Spike Club is about is today's prestige TV. I am sick to death of this. Kind of goes hand in hand with what we're talking about, and I just don't know what to do about it. So maybe this is like a little bit of an advise me, bro, too. But I'm sick of safe good. You know, like there's just so much stuff now that like it takes no risk. Like I feel like the computer has found the algorithm for prestige. Like how to make something that critics will love and that will like attract audiences and people will feel smart watching it, which is really what's behind all of prestige TV. But I don't feel like people are taking risks anymore. Like it's safe good. Everything is safe good.
Yes, it's so brilliantly put. And so when I see it, I'm like, yeah. This is just for people who subscribe to the magazine.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, it's not even the New Yorker. Like what's the I don't know. It's like the USA Today or no, that's too stupid. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I completely know what you mean. Where I just feel like it's just being so cynically cowed to or something like that. Or just sort of like placated.
And the whole backwashing thing is a big part of it. Where it's like you have to identify with these characters, so they're going to make them like super woke in a time when no one else was woke, you know, and then you get to cheer. It's like I didn't watch the Chicago 7 movie, but I'm sure that's all it is because it's fucking Aaron Sorkin. And it's just like, you know, guys standing up and being like, we've oppressed our black brothers and sisters for too long. And everyone at home is, yay.
It's red meat, basically.
Red meat for the liberals. It's not, no, it's red lentils for the, for the liberals.
It's dal.
Yes. Throwing dal at the audience. But to contrast that, I recently rewatched The Player.
The Tim Robbins.
Robert Altman film. Yes. And that may be the perfect movie.
I have not seen it in a long time. I should watch it again.
You should totally watch it. I hadn't seen it since it came out, I think. And it's so good because it's meta in a, Synecdoche, New York, that guy.
Charlie Kaufman.
Charlie Nelson Kaufman. Yes.
Charlie Nelson Kaufman.
It's
Charlie
meta in
Seymour,
a way that
Seymour Riley Kaufman.
Seymour Nelson Riley Kaufman. Yes. It's meta in like that sense long before he existed, but it's also like embodies everything that it's meta about. So it's like a super entertaining movie, really compelling storyline, but it's also commenting on itself the entire time.
Yes.
So it's not just navel gazing. It's like actually, like I thought Adaptation, like I wanted to like that movie so much, and it just feels like I'm like at the end of that movie, I'm just like, what is it's not a movie. It's a movie about itself.
Right. That movie is just eating its own ass like an Ouroboros.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. But that is not The Player. The Player is actually a great movie, like that embodies all of the genres that it's satirizing while also being a commentary on those genres. And it's just so fucking good. It's such a good movie.
It's Turtles all the way down.
All the way down.
Yeah.
Everywhere you look, it's Turtles.
That's the trick. You can't just do the top layer of meta and commentary without there being the omphalos, the nugget itself on the inside.
There you go. The substance, the meat.
The thing itself.
Yes, it is the thing itself. Totally recommended to watch that over again. And also Nomadland, like when I watched that, I was just like, why is there so much shit made? When like Nomadland, she just followed some fucking RVs around and stuck a camera in the ground and then said, say some shit. And it was amazing. It was amazing.
Maybe movies have been on the ropes for a long time. Maybe they're going to make a comeback now because TV has had its heyday for the last little while with all the prestige.
I think so.
But I think the prestige now is going Ouroboros. And so now maybe movies can make these little indie feature situations can make a little comeback.
God, I hope so. I just want a quick hit. I don't need to be. I don't need 50 hours of the thing.
Right.
Just give me something. Just give me a nice little short story. Like a movie has become a short story. How the fuck did that happen?
Right. Although many would argue they always have been in a way.
Probably some people would argue that, but like no one ever thought of TV as the novel. But
right.
Now that's what TV has become, the novel, and movies are the short story.
The movies are the short story. This could be very exciting. This could be a whole new way to consume things. I thought movies were dead, but maybe they're coming back to life. This is extremely thrilling. And I remember what I was going to say. So the stunt premise is what it's all about now. Where the stunt premise.
Oh, stunt. Yes. Okay.
Where the idea the best movies are the ones where you've got the newspaper spread out on the kitchen table and you're telling your friend, you're looking at the ads and you're gonna be like, oh, I think this one is about like Sean Connery trying to climb through some lasers. This right. one is about some other shit or whatever. And then you get to one where you're like, oh, this one is apparently sort of like a hybrid narrative documentary thing about RVs where a lady stuck a camera in the ground, like you just said. You know, and said, say some shit. And then, and apparently it's not so bad. And then you'd be like, oh, well, let's see that. That sounds like a genuine experience. Yeah, right. But you're saying the stunt, like all of every TV show is like, what if America only communist? Like, right. No, I mean the RV one is the stunt. Like you do. Oh, the RV one is the stunt. Okay, so you're saying that's good. Stunts are good. Stunts are good. They're the thing that get you off your couch. They're the thing that get you to actually leave your house for the entertainment. Although that doesn't exist anymore. Got it. So yeah, that's what we need to do. We need to here's what we need to do, Brendan. We need to pitch to studios a hybrid movie/experiential marketing event somehow tied to dad jeans. Yep, you're exactly right. And I think it would be being present at an actual live birth would be part one of the experience. That's first you go in the room and you become a father by being there. So we have to time it with a pregnant woman who's game. Could we do some kind of dangerous gender reveal at the exact same time? Oh, even better. Yeah, it should start with a pyrotechnic gender reveal where you have to dodge the shrapnel. Exactly. Yeah, and then you have to catch the baby from across the room. Yep. Right. Catching the baby, by the way, is the thing that they actually have to do. Like Oscar fired out of Emily, and the doctor had to like nab his arm and leg as he went by. Oh, geez, really? I've never seen anything like it. It was the weirdest thing ever. And then, of course, Oscar was like gray and lifeless for a second. And in that second, I fucking died 19 times. Yes. It's so hideous. They don't prepare you for that. No one tells you. They're going to be limp and lifeless for a second, and then they start crying. Oh, God, yes. That is a terrifying, like 3 seconds or whatever. Speaking of which, I have a friend whose lady friend is now pregnant, but the question then becomes, do you tell him? Should I tell him about that? Yeah, totally. Tell him. Yes. Let her know everything. Okay. No secrets. Here's the thing. And let them know. Here's what I tell all people who are about to be parents is that you're going to get into the hospital and you're going to have the baby and then they're just going to leave the room and you're going to have to deal with it. Like, I didn't expect that at all. That just like all of a sudden you're a dad and they're just like, okay, keep this thing alive. See you later. We got other shit to do. Yeah. And you're like, whoa, wait, you're the expert. Whoa. Yeah. I was imagining like, oh, they go for their inoculations and then I go walk by the window and I wave at the baby and the bassinet and I have smoke a cigar. Like, no, you don't do any of that shit anymore. Nope. They're like, you inoculate. Just give you the baby. Here's a needle. It goes in his heel. Yes. Good luck. You can't leave.
We're not going to let you leave, but good luck with this thing.
Yeah. Did they put a low jack on you?
Yes. Yeah, they do. They that's right. They low jack the baby, right?
Yeah, they low jack the baby and the dad. Because I think, it's sad that they do this because there's this, because God knows they've learned this the hard way. But yeah, they're like, I can't remember what it was, but I had some mechanism to be like, no, I am this baby's dad.
Wow. Oh, wow. God. Oh, I thought you meant like they put an ankle bracelet on you so you wouldn't run.
Right, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I'm sure they get that too.
Got another runner.
Sorry.
Got another runner.
I just got drafted into the military. I gotta go by.
I didn't know it was going to be like this. Smash through the glass doors.
I remember when Oscar was born, there was another baby on the floor that cried nonstop 24 hours a day.
Oh, wow.
We were there from a Sunday to a Wednesday, and it cried nonstop the entire time.
God, 4 days in the hospital? Jesus.
Yeah, they didn't have any other patients, so they were like, you want to stay another day? We were like, okay. So we just kept staying.
Until you got a bill for $30,000 for that extra day?
Well, we were very smart because we were profoundly broke the year before Oscar was born, really broke and on unemployment, and so it was free.
Ooh, you had Medicare?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Brendan, brilliant. That's what you do. Go broke that year before you have a kid.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because you will go broke having the kid otherwise.
I know. Yeah, lose all your money. And then look around and be like, Jesus, this might be the worst tax year I've ever had. And it is at that point that you should put it in.
Yeah, good call. It was, we lost we paid like 10 grand on, Hazel was free basically, but Eli was like 10 grand.
Jesus, they get you. That's like crack in the schoolyard.
It's unbelievable. I actually had
free.
I actually cried to we had to go back several times to the billing office, and I cried. I was like, we can't pay this money. It was just it was fucking awful. It was awful.
$10,000. That is insane.
It was insane.
Do you have
terrible.
Do you have Kaiser or Blue Cross or some shit, or what do you? Was it outside of that because it's not medicine?
No, we were on the ACA actually at that point because I was a freelancer, so that was the going rate for people on the fucking Obamacare.
When you have a baby.
Yeah.
That's
it's
insane.
just if you have private insurance that is not paid for by your employer, you're just going to get screwed.
Fuck.
Even if it is the top of the line Obamacare plan. Well, actually, I can't say that for sure because that shit's expensive as hell. It's like $3,500 a month or whatever if you want good insurance on Obamacare. Whatever. It's not Obama's fault. Get off his back, man.
Amen, brother.
Leave the guy alone. Brendan, what is your Spike Club this week?
My Spike Club, Jeffrey, is I have a couple. Okay, I'll do this one. So I had a meeting yesterday, and we were trying to the person couldn't get in on the Zoom, and I was like, can't get in the Zoom. Maybe try. I'll send you a Google Meet because I really wanted to meet the person face to face. For a reason, and it was a reason I was sort of interviewing them for a position. You know what I mean? So I was the interviewer and they were the interviewee, and so so we got it. So
this was a prostitute. You're describing a prostitute, aren't you?
Which you
were hiring a prostitute,
and I want to vet them. So I set up 10 interviews with. Exactly. So the Zoom wasn't working, password's not working. Try again. This link doesn't work either. Okay, get on the phone. Then we're talking on the phone, which is the worst. And I'm sitting there and I'm getting no information about this person. We're talking. It's a very pleasant phone call. But as we're talking, I'm I set up a Google Meet and I hit send and send an email with a Google Meet while we're talking. And then I wait but then we talk for another. I keep thinking, and I have the Google meeting open, and I'm waiting for them to pop up so I can finally see their face, And so I'm sitting there, and after 10 minutes go by, I wait for there to be a natural break in the conversation. I'm like, so I just emailed you a Google Meet thing, and they're like, okay, great. And then we keep talking, and then 10 more minutes go by, and then eventually I'm like, they're just not going to join this Google Meet. I fucking emailed them. They're just not going to do it, and then we're just going to get off the phone. And they're not going to they're probably not going to get the job because I never saw their face. I don't know who this person is. I got we had a very pleasant conversation, and who knows? Maybe they will get. I don't know. But it's not. You get there's nothing. There's nothing off of just the audio. And so my Spike Club long
Yes.
story short, Jeffrey, is like when you issue, and this happens to me a lot, I think it's me, very specific, very simple requests / instructions for people to follow
Yes.
that they just don't.
Yes. Yes.
And
maddening.
And they're just like, they just don't, and then never acknowledge that they don't. They're just, and then sometimes you issue that request again, and then they don't again. And they just aren't gonna. Nah, not gonna do it. And not gonna talk about it either. So I'm gaslighting you and not meeting your very simple requests.
God. Well, could you have done, I mean, it was an interview. Like, you had all the power in the world in that situation. Could you be like, listen, I want to put this, I want to do the, like, were you coy about it? It sounds like you were kind of like, hey, I just sent you a Google Meet request, and the person, like, are you sure the person understood that the Google Meet request was for right then, and not you saying, hey, I like the cut of your jib, let's do another chat later.
Oh, okay. I'm glad we're talking, because maybe, but wouldn't it, to play devil's advocate, have been duly diligent on their part to therefore have been like, or do you mean now? You know, like to do the, to
it would have. It would have. Absolutely. That person was an asshole and they shouldn't get the job. However, I am saying in that position, it does seem like you could have been like, hey, let's do this. Let's have the rest of this conversation on the Google Meet that I just sent you. I'm going to hang up.
Oh, so more direct. That's brilliant.
Maybe.
That's brilliant.
But the problem is when, like, I encounter that all the time. Not all the time, actually, but like from time to time, that's something I will encounter at work with people who are exactly on my level or above me. And I'll make a direct request and they'll just ignore it. And then you have to be like, can we, you know, like you don't know where you stand in the different power dynamic.
Right. Exactly. It's so frustrating, but I also like my daily life. And then I had this great conversation with Emily once, where she was like, after I said my sort of opening statement of it, she was like, I just fell in love with you all over again, because I feel the exact same way sometimes. Where I was just like, Emily, is it me? And she was like, what do you mean exactly? I was like, am I secretly retarded and no one is telling me?
Because of that situation, you mean?
Situations like this.
Direct request?
Yeah, like I will be direct with someone, and maybe they're so not used to me, an Irish Catholic, being direct with them that they literally don't know how to compute it or something like that. But they're like,
yeah.
I'm like, I say these things sometimes to people that I think are very clear and straightforward, and I say Apple, and they say Jane Fonda.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, I hear that. Like, yeah, it's like in this situation, you didn't have any thought in your head like, oh, I should have been more clear about that, because you were completely clear.
Yeah, right.
It wasn't like you were like you missed the ball on something. You weren't like, I'm just going to slide this number over and let you take the bait. You're like, hey, here's a Google Meet. Let's chat over there. And they're like, okay. And then they don't get on it.
Right. It's just amazing. I think people are in their own worlds, Jeffrey.
It is true. Although, let me tell you a story that I've told on air before, but, we have so few repeat listeners. Well. Generally they're in for an episode, half an episode max. I had a friend in New York who I would... we'd go out for drinks and I'd be like, hey, let me get this round. And he'd be like, oh, okay. And I'd buy him the round, just thinking that the protocol was that then he buys the next round.
Of course.
And he never bought the next round.
Oh.
Because he'd just be like, well, you offered to buy me drinks. Like, why would you do that if you didn't want to do it? And like, after a while, I realized, oh, actually, I'm the asshole in this situation. Like, I'm living in some like set of rules that I've developed in my head. And he just doesn't have the same set of rules. Like, he would never buy me a drink, but he would also never expect a drink bought for him. So like,
yes, but what is he doing at a watering hole?
Well, now look, I mean, would I rather live in a world where I buy this round, you buy the next round, and we have like it's an added bonus to a social encounter when you can like feel reciprocal kindness, right? Like that's just you're just like you're trying to get some feeling of mutuality out of that exchange. Like it's not about I don't have enough money for the drink,
right?
It's about like, this is how we show love for one another, right? It's like an obscure American ritual that we have developed. And the double knock, do you know the double knock from the bartender when he double knocks and says that one's on me?
Oh, I didn't know that. Double knock. Oh, interesting. But that means you have to pay him the amount the drink costs in a tip. So it's on him, but he just gets more tip.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm okay with that, you know, because it's still that you're getting the ritual. You're getting the ritual of the bartender having bought you a drink.
Right. True.
Usually it's like it's every fourth drink, I think, was the accepted rule at certain places that I would frequent. And then I was just like, that's just the rule. And then I would go other places and get shit faced and never have anyone buy me shit. So
I know what I was just saying, because for me, and in Boston, everyone always buys each other rounds. Like it's my turn, then your turn, then your turn.
Yeah,
that was never violated when I was an active drinker.
Interesting.
But it'd be tricky because if you go out and there are four of you, I'd be like, oh fuck, I'm having 4 drinks. Oh boy. You know what I mean?
Right.
There are going to be 4 rounds of drinks. I'm going to be really drunk. And
so true.
And how am I going to get home? And so, but I'm like, okay. And I would be, I'd always want to do the first round. And actually, if one person buys everyone around first, then everyone is like, fuck, we're all having 4 drinks.
Yeah, I never had that. I never had that fear when I was a younger man.
Yeah, you can only go out with 3 people.
If you tried to put 4 beers in front of me today, I'd throw them in your goddamn face.
Oh, right. Oh, I used to be able to drink 4 pints of beer.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah, with a plum. I could do 6. I could go to the moon and back.
Wow, that's some fudged up shiz.
Stumble home. I'm so surprised I never got like beaten to a pulp in New York. Stumbling home every night.
Just rolled.
Let's move on to our second segment. I, a parent, just don't understand.
I, a parent, just don't understand how the culture of the youth has gotten so out of hand. They watch trash and listen to shitty bands. And I, who am a parent, I just don't understand.
Oh, God, that theme song, so excellent.
I'm glad you like it, Brendan.
Dinsiddle Underground. There.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. That's a little bit of a dad mento.
What's yours, Jeffrey? You have something here? I see. Interesting. Noted. What do we have?
So this one is, I'm sort of shoehorning a lot of shoehorning. Is that how it's pronounced?
In Finland, that is how they pronounce it.
Tonight we're going to be shoehorning.
And then the O has a line through it, and the R has umlauts.
Have you ever watched that 7-hour long Dutch TV show where all they do is shoehorn the entire time? it's transfixing somehow.
And it's hard because they got wooden shoes in that place.
Exactly. Okay, so I, a parent, just don't understand. I was listening to this week. I've been on this quest to get to know what's going on again. I joined this trivia league, which I'm going to get you in next season.
I love trivia.
It's amazing. It's this underground trivia thing where every day you get a new question and you're up against someone else, but you assign how many points each question is worth. Uh-huh. So you can win if they get like the right ones wrong. It's super fun. It's 6 questions a day. Like crazy obscure. Ken Jennings is a member of this league, from what I understand, from TV's Jeopardy.
Oh my God.
Yeah, my boss invited me to be on it, and it's super fun. But anyway, there have been a couple of questions about modern pop music, and my identity has always been the music guy, right? Like I've always known what was going on in music. Mm-hmm. I have no fucking idea what's going on in music, right?
Oh, right. It all went exponential. It just like mushroomed to the point where who can know anything?
who can know anything? Like, what's the yardstick? Like, there is no radio. There is no,
right.
It's just everyone's in their own world. Like, what's popular? I don't understand popular.
No.
What does popular mean now?
Exactly.
But I thought I would find out what popular was. So I listened to Spotify's new music playlist this week. And it's made me so depressed. It's all so one note.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh, who just dinged you?
We do have power. Our neighbor is saying that they do have power, so it's just us that don't.
How weird.
Very weird.
So yeah, it's just like every song is auto-tuned. Like they all have the similar like production style and atmospherics, and it's just all that, like everything is like that R&B rap like hybrid.
Yep.
Like either that or some like Phoebe Bridgers. Like there's like one or two breathy female artists who are like popular right now. And I was just like, none of this stuff sounds like there's nothing to it. There's no, it sounds computer generated, And
yes.
like, I'm not one to say that music has gotten bad, but the radio music sure is not interesting to me. Like the popular music is not my jam at all, man.
Yes, because it's all.
Just don't get it.
People sit down and watch a couple YouTube tutorials, buy a plugin, and then breathe into their microphone over the plugin. And post it with a picture of themselves being sexy, and then that is actually what is the popular thing.
Yes.
And then their music is kind of like adjunct to the visual of who they are, and then it's not really about the music anymore. I think because it all does, like, it sounds quite similar to itself, and it's all very just lifeless. It's this thing.
Lifeless.
It's the thing we were talking about. There are no turtles going downward. It's all
nothing.
Just like,
it's all just like, it's like the American version of K-pop, except without the joy and exuberance of K-pop, right?
Yeah.
It's just like all in the production.
Yeah. It's
but
just
now,
sensation dealers.
Yes. But now the flip side of that, that I'm bringing into this, that I'm shoehorning into this segment.
You almost made me snarf as I drank water.
Sorry, I won't say that anymore. Shoehorning. Is that my lady friend and I, Sarah Cole,
I know her.
watched. You've heard of her. Sarah and I watched this Billie Eilish documentary, which is on Apple Music.
Yes.
Couldn't hear that. I'm just going to keep talking. But first of all, this thing is top 10 music documentaries of all time. Like, it is a fucking great documentary. It is just like somehow this director happened to catch her like right on the ascent. Like she was not even, she hadn't even recorded her album yet. He catches her while he's recording, while they're recording the album. And I should say they, because Billie Eilish is actually a group composed of Billie Eilish and her brother. And it's very weird that, I think purposely, like maybe he doesn't want the spotlight or something, but he's like very much in the background of all of it. But they're a one-to-one partnership. Like they are just like, they're two sides of the same brain. And it was so great. And she's such a lovable figure and just like so down to earth, and both of them are just true artists, like really brilliant artists, like just great at songwriting. Like, I mean, she's like, look at her journals. They're like, it's exactly like looking at Kurt Cobain's journals. Hopefully she doesn't have the same ending as Kurt Cobain. But like their parents seem so great and so like loving and just supportive and good at like what they do. On the flip side, it seems like they had a very strange upbringing. They were homeschooled. Like, I have driven past that house before, Brendan, and does it feel a little sealed off? Like, even before she was a hero, it seemed, or before she was a superstar, they seem a little sealed off. They're a little like Dogtooth family. Like, if you've seen that movie.
Oh no, I haven't. I met her mom once, and she was totally friendly and great. Oh. No, they see their house is set back from the street, and it has they have a big garden in the front now, and actually they hung, I think because of the privacy stuff, they hung curtains up, no, like thick like curtains up in front of the window, so they go in and out through the back all the time now. And actually, they had their house blurred on Google Maps, so you can't actually see it anymore, which is interesting. But no, yeah, they see like I have been fascinated by the whole homeschooling thing as well for a long time. Like I've been thinking like, Jesus, did they have it right doing this homeschooling thing? Maybe we should be homeschooling, honey. And from what I heard, that they were allowed to stay up. They could allowed to stay up past their bedtime if they were making music, and only. Oh,
that's interesting.
Which is pretty cool. And Phineas has his own albums, and I think he kind of like rose to mid-level pop prominence, or like got a bunch of followers before she started doing this. And so
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and so he has his own like career, and so therefore I think he was like, this is all you, kid, sister.
Oh, interesting.
And he's just being magnanimous, which is awesome.
Interesting. So I didn't understand why they're not a group. Like they should be a band. Like they are a band.
Yeah, right.
You know. But that makes sense. He's like their voices together, like they have those sibling harmonies that only only siblings can do.
Yep.
It's just I loved this movie. Like I thought it was definitely one of the best rock movies.
I can't wait to see it. That's totally awesome.
And it's right down the street from you. Like half the movie is taking place in their house. You could just be like, oh, that's what was going on over there the whole time.
I know, it's just so weird. I talked to their neighbors too, actually, and they were like, yeah, it was certainly a thing hearing the same bass line, the same like 4 seconds of bass notes over and over again for 3 hours.
Oh, I'm sure.
And things like that.
Consummate professionals. Tell me about your just don't understand.
I don't understand this, Jeffrey. Here's what I understand.
Tell me.
We live in a hip part of town, although we won't very soon. We're losing our hipster card when we leave Highland Park and go to Eagle Rock, because Eagle Rock is for families. Thumbs down. In any case, here in Highland Park, it's all the youngsters. And here's what I don't understand, and I've never understood. Waiting in line for food.
Oh, amen.
Period. Especially brunch, but like fucking Donut Friend has people out down the block, and then like bagels. There are donuts and bagels all over this town. Why do they have to go to that bagel joint or that donut place?
They're not that
insane. Good. And they're not that good. They're being made by hungover hipsters.
I just made bagels this morning.
Oh, yeah.
Far better than those stupid bagels.
I bet they are. I bet they're delicious and wonderful. You made bagels this morning. Go on, you.
I did. Yes. I wake up and I do that. That's what I do.
You're becoming something of a baker. Maybe after this is all over, you become a baker, is what happens.
I've seriously been thinking about just like selling bagels out of my kitchen on Sunday mornings. Just trying to do that.
I think it's a great idea.
It's not a terrible idea.
I've had
worse ideas.
Flour is not a lot of overhead.
No, it's true. And it is a tasty bagel, I'll tell you, Brendan. I'm murdering my family with the gas stove, though. You know about this now, right? You're not supposed to have gas stoves.
Come on. What?
No. See, all that you have in your head, that was all. Listen to On the Media this week. It's all an invention of the gas industry. They have made us believe that gas stoves are better.
Really?
Yes.
As opposed to electric or wood fireplaces?
As opposed to electric, yeah.
Really? I do like a gas stove. I mean, I like electric burners. I'm not into that. I like to see a flame under a pot.
Yeah, you're just seeing a flame. Come on. Well, yeah, you're gonna give your family cancer just so you can see a flame?
Wait a second. Are you saying it's carcinogenic, this burnt gas that's in our house?
Yes.
You're kidding me.
No, we're murdering ourselves with these fucking stoves.
Jesus, that's terrifying.
Anyway, I agree with you. An egg slut? Like, come on, give me a fucking break.
Exactly. Egg slut is a perfect example. And this is for breakfast, the least remarkable meal of the day. The one that even people who don't know how to cook know how to fucking cook breakfast. And those are the goddamn restaurants with people people down the block in the mornings on Sundays. And I'm like, there is so much more you could be doing with your time than paying $25 for a fucking egg sandwich. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life.
Absolutely. And yet these kids out here, these Zoomers,
and
they think that's
avocado toast.
yeah, exactly. They're like, well, it's so much work to go to the fucking grocery store and buy an avocado and put it on a piece of toast
and get the timing right. Actually, in their defense, it is a ton of work to get the avocado timing right.
And that is true. But if you go to these, like a Mexican place, they're always going to have a ripe avocado that's waiting for you.
Yeah, they really have cracked the avocado. Wait, avocode. Forget it.
Avocado, yeah.
Yeah, avocado. Damn it. Yeah, it's true. But also, actually, even when I was 22 or what have you, I mean, I've been a freelancer for most of my professional life. I've had the occasional office job, but mostly I've been a broke artiste, I guess. And so I would make friends with people, and they're like, hey, we're all going to brunch. And I'd go to brunch with them on a Sunday, and then it'd be like, time to pay the bill. And everyone's like, oh, I ordered champagne. I ordered champagne too. Oh, everyone owes $100. And I'm like, where the fuck? Yes. And everyone's like, here's my 100. I didn't even break it because I was new as coming to brunch. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with all of you people? Where are you getting your money? But now I realize everyone else had jobs but me. So that makes more sense.
That was a thing. If you have a job and you don't have kids, you have money.
Yeah. I never had that.
that never worked.
I just never had money.
I was thinking the other day about just like I would go to brunch on Sunday and like start drinking at 10 a.m. And somehow make it through the day and like stay up until 2 a.m. and then go to work the next day and just that was my life. Like,
see, that's amazing.
How did I not have if I were to have a drink at 10 a.m. in this day and age, my entire day, I would be like, well, that's it. Like if my day wasn't ruined by that drink, then I would ruin it myself with my anxiety about like, well, how am I supposed to fucking do anything now? The entire weekend's over.
Right. Might as well try again next week.
Yeah, exactly. Now I just got to wade through 5 more days of work and try to give this another shot.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Something happens. Youth, Jeffrey, is wasted on the young.
It really is. Yeah. Why don't? Yes. I'm done with it. Life. Do we do our third segment or do we say adieu?
Well, perhaps we say adieu because although I would like to maybe do it. Maybe do a quick last one, if you don't mind. Although you've been very patient with me with all of these interruptions.
I'll tell you, why don't we do yours? Because mine is just going to bring everyone down, and I can talk about mine in a different time. So let's talk about your True Daddy confession.
1, 2, 3. Oh no! What's Daddy been thinking? Oh no! What's Daddy been drinking? True Daddy confession.
Okay. I just realized, though, having said that with my son over here, I might actually have to involve him in the conversation, which might be. Could we do this as an experiment that we know I might have to edit out later?
Sure.
Okay. Okay, so Oscar, I have to interview you here on Dad Jeans for a second. Okay. Get over here. I know you've been waiting. Oh, and here's Walt now on the other side. So we're all going to be part of this together. So
the whole family. We need to screen grab this.
Right. So, Oscar, I need to ask you a quick question.
Okay.
My question for you is, do you remember the other night when I said that if you keep watching YouTube videos, you'll lose your sparkle and curiosity?
Oh, that thing.
Right. And then
you realize it's not just about a dad in the center, like, what do we do? It's like, you don't get it.
You don't get it. You just don't get it.
An Endor dragon attack their backyard from Minecraft.
But
is that what you're watching, Minecraft videos? There's too many of them.
There are many Minecraft videos, and it is ridiculous.
Yes.
But my question for you, Oscar, is that really upset you when I said that, and I felt very bad about saying it afterwards when I saw your reaction to it. Can you talk about what upset you when I said that?
I really don't care for this interview.
It's like interviewing Bruce Willis at the Cannes Film Festival.
Yeah, my God. Jeez. Really coming out strong against the free press.
I'm going to talk about it. Will it bother you if I talk about it?
No. I mean, yes, it will. Definitely don't.
Okay, I think I followed that.
Dramatic entrance. I mean, exit.
Did you catch that last part? Okay.
Exuent Oscar.
So, the other night he was watching YouTube videos because he has sort of figured out they have come for him, the YouTube videos.
Okay.
The camel's nose under the goddamn tent. He found this like family in Texas that does Nerf gun battles with each other or whatever. And of course, the dad in the Nerf gun videos is like, "Hey kids, what are we doing today?" And they're just like a family of influencers, and he's like super dad.
Yeah.
An indoor dragon attacked their backyard in Minecraft. So it's always something. So they're always doing something. This family is like a bunch of kids having a great time in their McMansion in Tyler, Texas.
That's where it starts.
What's bothering me about it is that I don't measure up to this dad.
Do you have to post this part of the episode?
No, I don't have to.
Delete it.
Oh, I edit out stuff all the time. But I want to talk about the part where I hurt your feelings. Can I talk about that?
Yes, but don't make fun of my favorite YouTube channel.
Okay, that I understand. Okay, turn, march. Yeah. Okay, so anyway.
You can talk about Oscar's feelings, but how dare you make fun of his favorite YouTube channel?
Right, exactly. So I said to him, if you watch too many of those YouTube videos, you'll lose your sparkle and curiosity. And and instantly the blood drained from his face when I said that at the prospect of him losing his sparkle and curiosity because he took me at my word because he knew.
Oh, he was scared by this?
Yeah, deeply spooked by this phrase, by the prospect of losing his sparkle and curiosity, and. I felt terrible because he was like, I think he felt like it might really happen or it might already have happened based on how many YouTube videos he had already watched, etc. And so later I was talking to Emily about it and I was like, oh God, I feel really, and he was, we had to work it out and we had a long conversation about it. But, 20 minutes later, he brought it back up. And then the next day he was still chewing on it, and I was like, oh, fuck, Jesus Christ. I really scarred this child with my words. And Emily was like, sometimes you talk to him like he's like a college student. And she was like, no, like he's a grad student. I mean, you just throw grad student concepts at him. And I'm not sure he's always up for that. And I said, yeah, I think you're right. I did not win the Dad Olympics with that one. So that's my true daddy confession is in my attempt to put him off the scent of these YouTube videos, while, of course, being no match for the scientists.
Do you have proof that the scientists in San Gabriel Valley are addicting me?
They're not in the San Gabriel Valley. They're in Silicon Valley. But I love the idea of them being the Silicon Valley scientists. That's it. I'm no match for the Silicon Valley scientists who are spending their PhD careers on addicting our children to this, like making it addictive.
No, Hazel just lives in her room now. Like at age 10, she lives in her room. She double screens. She's got the switch on and the computer on at all times. And there's just endless amount of entertainment for her to be watching on YouTube. And to her credit, she learns things. It's not all just garbage. Like she watches a lot of like science YouTubers and stuff like that. So like there is value to it, but it's also just the constant plug-in. I just want to when this is all done, I just want to go camping for like 2 weeks.
There's
just like
subscribers
be in the woods.
My favorite YouTube channel.
I'm sure they're people eat it up, and especially these family YouTubers just make me want to vomit.
Oh yeah,
like
I mean, how toxic is that, and how much will those children have a lot to say to their therapists? Yeah.
Toxic.
Because it's like, there are two us's, everybody. You can just picture those dads being like, there are two us's. There's the us on YouTube, and there's the real us kids. Go to bed. You know what I mean?
Yes. Behind the scenes. I want to see a behind the scenes video of the making of these things.
Like, will you shut up? And he's like, you were adopted.
Like don't use a crossbow. What are you doing using the floof shooter? We're trying to make a video here.
Our listeners are going to be really mad at you.
Yeah, goddamn Dragon of Endor's in the backyard. What are you doing with the 360 Rota killer, whatever. I don't know the names of him.
He's biting my wrists. Yeah.
I think that's as good a time as any to let it go.
Yes, Jeff, you've been a saint this week, and I appreciate it.
Oh well, no, Brendan, you're dealing with so much more than I am here, so I appreciate your muscling through to give our listeners this quality content.
Thank you, buddy.
All right.
I will see you next week. Have a fantastic night.
Good night to Walt. Good night to Blue Bear. Good night to Oscar. And good night to you.
All right.
That wraps up our
Bye, buddy. Thank you.
episode of Dad Jeans.
Very good, everybody.
I'd say with me around, your dad jeans get so good. I mean, great. You need to interview me more. I mean, isn't it fun?